7:38 in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, as we told you at the start of the show, McDonald's is celebrating its 10-year anniversary in Trinidad and Tobago with a gift tribute of 3 special limited edition cups designed by local artist Nicholas Huggins. Well, Arcos Dorados commissioned Huggins to create artwork that reflected the company's love of Trinidad and Tobago, the beauty of the country's flora and fauna, our unique scenery, and the vibrancy of our people. The company continues to expand and invest in Trinidad and Tobago's development at all levels and is especially proud of its Great Day annual campaign, which supports the Heroes Foundation. They are the sponsors, by the way, of today's Trinbago Unite segment. And before the end of this interview, we will now announce today's winners. And to tell us more about the celebrations and the accomplishments of McDonald's, we are joined by Khalifa Duncan, a market supervisor of McDonald's. And we also have, of course, most appropriately, the artist himself, Nicholas Huggins, with us to offer his perspective on what he's represented as representing Trinidad and Tobago. That might be a challenge in itself to decide what you're going to choose to represent TNT. But before we go across to Nicholas, let's get Ms. Duncan into the discussion. Good morning to you, Khalifa Duncan. What does this represent for McDonald's? 10 years in the business in Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning, all of your viewers and listeners. I think that, McDonald's really wanted to commemorate and be sure that we reaffirm our commitment to Trinidad and Tobago. It's been an amazing past decade, seeing all of our customers and even our internal crew members grow and evolve with us. We felt this was the perfect time to really, truly reaffirm our commitment.
And before I go across to Nicholas Huggins, where are these cups available, by the way? How do people get them?
And that's an excellent question. So customers can come into any one of our locations, our 4 locations at Gulf View, Gulf City Mall, Cipriani Boulevard, Grand Bazaar. And there are 2 promotions that we have running. Once you purchase those promotions, the cup is gifted to you.
Okay, all right. Let's go across to the artist himself, Nicholas Huggins. Good morning to you, Nicholas. Thanks very much for taking the time to be with us as well. So it had to be a challenge to decide how you're going to capture the vast array that is the experience of Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you and good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, it was really challenging to figure out what exactly I wanted to portray. But of course, I think that throughout the 3 designs, I was really able to kind of capture a little bit of everything, a little bit of the culture, the festivities, the food, and as you mentioned, also some of the flora and fauna, such as the design with the hummingbird.
And tell me how this collaboration came about, and indeed your work as an artist generally.
So I do a lot of illustration work. I try to post, like, for instance, on my Instagram page a few times a week. It's just a lot of stuff that I like. Maybe sometimes I do portraits, sometimes I do landscape type images, but I love art, I love illustration, and it's something that I'm super passionate about. So when McDonald's reached out to me, I mean, I thought it was a really cool, concept that they had in mind, and it was something that I was really excited to be part of.
And Khalifa Duncan, because we've been living with the pandemic for almost 2 years now, and it obviously is going to be with us for a while, how much would that have impacted on McDonald's? Indeed, all businesses have been impacted at different levels, but that whole issue of interaction and being in the actual locations and so on, how much of a challenge has that been for the organization?
It's been so very challenging. One of our local pillars, pillars throughout all of the company is really creating happy family moments. And the way we do that traditionally is through a lot of interactions, coming out to our stores, having events, the touching, eliminating that social distance. It's been so very challenging for us to really kind of reach out to our customers and make sure that we remain, here, available, and in touch. And we felt that with this campaign, especially, giving out that cup and everything else like that, with a design that is so dynamic and so representative of Trinidad and Tobago, we felt that this would, really kind of just remind our customers how willing and how excited and how we can't really wait to get back to that, to get back to our pre-pandemic events.
And by the way, while we're talking, we are lining up the announcement of our winners. We have 3 of them lined up. We have 5 meal giveaways, and we're gonna announce the winners in a short while. By the way, people are calling non-stop apparently, thinking that they could call in and win. But indeed, this is about the Trinbago. Your nice submissions, the submissions that we've received already, that we do on a daily basis, and McDonald's are kindly supporting it today and today only. So you'll have to probably check, as Ms. Duncan mentioned, for other opportunities to get the cups as well. But Nicholas Huggins, as far as your involvement as an artist, and indeed reflecting what is Trinidad and Tobago, and indeed doing so commercially with this link up with McDonald's, what sort of feedback have you gotten so far from the representations?
Oh yeah, the feedback has been excellent from across the board on social media. People reaching out to me who have never even probably seen my art have reached out to me, and everyone is super excited about it. And I'm extremely fortunate that McDonald's gave me sort of the creative freedom to express myself, and that's what I tried to do with this.
And I suppose, so almost a feed off from our earlier discussion about Bocas Lit Fest and writing skills and so on. Just as a bit of a venture into not so much your personal life, but what would have been the genesis for you moving in this direction of art and so on at a time when sometimes I suppose this type of activity might be challenging, might not have the financial rewards that people would have been hoping for? How did you come across into this particular journey?
So I loved art throughout my time. I went to St. Mary's College. Then I went to study art, and I studied graphic design at university. And since I got back from university in 2013, I've been operating as a graphic designer professionally, but also doing illustration sort of as a hobby on the side. And I've now built up an illustration portfolio that I'm now also doing commercial illustration jobs as well. So I do graphic design, so like branding, packaging design, that type of thing. But I also do illustration as well as like fine art painting on the side as well.
And Khalifa Duncan, when we talk about McDonald's, which is a global institution, there's also the challenge, not just the pandemic, but the how should I put it? Having healthy options, because we all know about that discussion that is taking place as well when we talk about the food service business and the quality options and meeting various needs, and indeed tailoring your products to meet the specifics of a particular country, a particular culture, and so on. How has that entire journey been for McDonald's in these 10 years?
Yeah, so, absolutely. We are, in a reality of being very focused on health. And what McDonald's has done is really focus on 2 things. So one, we're all about you making healthy decisions and a balance, rather. So we want, from our kids all the way up to our adults and all of our customers to understand that it is all about a balance and not necessarily restricting immediately. So that's why we offer, on our menu boards, all of our caloric content. You understand what you're having. You can absolutely balance that throughout the day by including, healthy options like exercise, everything else. Hello? Yeah?
Yes,
so you
go
can
ahead.
continue, creating healthy options. We have also, as a company, moved towards eliminating artificial ingredients in our sauces, reducing the amount of sodium in our fries, reducing the amount of sugar in our ketchup. So we have been keeping up with the trends and ensuring that we offer, healthy or as healthy as possible options to all of our customers. Throughout the pandemic, it has been a bit challenging to continue remaining business relevant, but we are up for the challenge and we will continue.
And apologies for the distraction, by the way, because you might have been seeing me signaling a little while ago. I was going to cough, and I had to ask my director to cut the mic there. So that's apologies for distracting you there. But Nicholas Huggins, as a final thought from you, as far as the representation, I suppose as an artist or anybody, you always wish that you could probably tweak something a little more, or maybe do a little bit more, maybe a different color or a different representation. With the final product, totally satisfied with it?
100%. And as I said before, I was fortunate that McDonald's gave me full creative freedom to kind of express myself. And more or less what you see on the cups is exactly what I created and presented. And so, yeah, I'm 100% satisfied with the designs and how they came out.
Well, congratulations on the work that you've presented. So before we get the final words as well from Khalifa Duncan, the market supervisor for McDonald's as they celebrate their 10th anniversary, let's announce our three winners, shall we? We have some meal giveaways. By the way, I should point out that I had no say in this. The voting took place in the control room, and they were the ones who voted. So if all you have to cuss, don't cuss me. I didn't have any say in the voting. So we have the lookout, the sunrise captured at the Maracas Lookout by Lynn. That is one of our winners. Delton Rock with the sunset video taken by the waterfront, and Mark Alley with the orchid floral images. So those are our three winners, and indeed we'll show those images in a little while. But Khalifa Duncan, as a final word from you, and indeed we appreciate your company's involvement with our show this morning and supporting our Trinbago, your nice initiative today. But your final message for our audience on the occasion of McDonald's 10th anniversary.
So I want to wish, a happy anniversary to all of our crew members, all of our employees, all of our staff. I especially want to say to the public that, especially during this pandemic, we continue with multiple challenges, but Arcos Dorados is committed to having another decade of happy family moments locally with the Trinidad and Tobago public.
Khalifa Duncan and Nicholas Huggins, thanks so much for taking the time to be with us. And indeed, we all have one of our the cups as well. And indeed, this is the one with the hummingbird, which looks very... I still can't get the hummingbirds to come in the yard with the hummingbird feeder, but I'll have to find something to do with the mix as far as the sugar and the water and the right content and so on. But tried it a few times and still hasn't worked, but indeed, it's a very, very nice gift anyway. Well, as we go to the break, here's one of our winners. This is the sunset video that is taken by Delton Rock at the waterfront, and it is a very nice image as well, deserving of an award as well, this video that has been sent to us. We'll be back after this.